Well, how are you doing tonight? Cold yet? It's actually not too bad, is it? Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming out this evening. It's been a great marching band season, and tonight is one of those bittersweet evenings where, on the one hand, we really hate to see the end of this. On the other hand, we've been living for Thanksgiving, which is almost, in a week. And so it's just great to be able to come out here this evening and share our 2011 field show with you. And just as I was walking up here, boy, I see a lot of old friends in the stands. Saw the Cole Mooses, saw the Hydes, heard the Neuenschwanders were here. Good old family friends, the Benzes are here. So it's just great to see all of you guys this evening, and thank you so very, very much for supporting our kids in this activity. We've had a great season. For those of you that have been following us, competitively, we've done great so far. We've had some wonderful performances. We've made some incredible memories, one of them being in the rain, which was a really, really long evening, but we had a great time nonetheless. And we're looking forward to a great weekend down in LA as we take this show to Los Angeles. So what we're going to do tonight, we are going to, we're going to perform the show twice for you. So for those of you that have never seen it, you'll get to look at it a couple times and hopefully you'll understand it. And it was probably, it was actually last December where I decided, or at least I had decided on the show concept for the year. I was afraid to tell Mr. Wilson what I wanted to do, so I probably didn't tell him till March or April. But for many, many years, I was intrigued with trying to do musical theater on the football field. And it was actually, I think back in 1992, I was quite a bit younger then. I was a young band director, and I took my band up to Palo Alto to Theater Works to see Theater Works do Into the Woods. And it just is a great, fun, quirky show. And ever since then, in the back of my mind, it's like, well, how could that ever be a marching band show? And so for some of you that don't know Into the Woods, it was written by Stephen Sondheim, great American composer. Stephen Sondheim is still alive. He's in his 80s now. His first claim to fame was he teamed with Leonard Bernstein to write West Side Story. And then through the years, he's done many, many, many musicals, some of them very good, some of them, to be quite honest, not very good, at least that's what the critics think. And it was in 1986 that he premiered Into the Woods actually down in San Diego before it went to Broadway in 1987. In 1988, it was nominated for 10 Tony Awards, won 3 Tony Awards, which was actually really, really great because there was another musical called Phantom of the Opera that year that walked away with a lot of the awards. So Into the Woods is really a fairy tale about fairy tales. It takes characters from a bunch of different fairy tales and it's sort of like, well, what happens when they all meet in the woods? And so we have just a lot of interesting characters. We have our witch, we have our baker. Yes, our baker, my son Davis. He's doing great. He gets his acting talent from his wife. Or I mean, from my wife, or his wife. You can take that either way. And we also have Rapunzel, of course. We have Cinderella, and if you have Rapunzel and Cinderella, 2 princesses, you have to have princes, and so we have a couple of the guys from the color guard are going to be our princes. We also have Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk and his mother. And who else do we have out there? Oh, yes. Little Red and the Wolf. So just a whole bunch of wonderful characters for you guys to watch. Now, if you go to Broadway and you see the show's probably 2.5 hours long. We have 8 minutes. And so we can't tell the entire story. So our focus was from the very, very beginning was to really just introduce the characters throughout the show and then to have some dialogue and some storyline to carry it from beginning to end. So it's really been a real treat and a real pleasure to work on this show. It's fun for me as a director just to say, you know what, this is what we're going to do, and then the real work comes with my staff, and they have to try to make it work out on the field. And we just have an incredible design team, Todd and Christy Ryan on the visual side of things. They're just a real pleasure to work with, and of course, Mr. Wilson and Mr. Sankas helping me on the musical side of things. So we're going to go ahead and do our first run through here of Into the Woods, and we'll have the kids reset. We'll talk a little bit more, and you'll get to see the second show. Into the Woods.
young lady.
Who might that be?
It's the witch from next door. We have no bread.
Of course you have no bread.
What do you wish?
It's not what I wish. It's what you wish. Nothing cooking in there now, is there?
The old enchantress went on to tell the couple that she had placed a spell on their house.
What spell?
In the past, when you were no more than a babe, your father brought his young wife and you to this cottage. They were a handsome couple, but not handsome neighbors. Your mother was so proud and developed an unusual appetite. She just one look at my beautiful garden and told your father what she wanted more than anything was green and nothing else. These peppers, this celery, asparagus, and lamb, and the silver for lamb. He said, all right, but it wasn't quite, because I got him in the oven one good one night. He was robbing me and cheating me. Bruising my bruise, I got reading my rule, ripping up the brandy in my tail, in my finger. I really am mad. Right there could have turned him into stone, or a dog, or a chair, or a snake. But I let him have the brandy and I lost despair in return. However, I said, fair is fair. You must let me have to take it into it, so fair. We'll call it square.
I had a brother?
No, but you had a sister.